Tonight, we are just a few months away from vaccine mandates going into effect for millions of working Americans. Now, local businesses are reacting.
Plus, CWD detection is top of mind this hunting season, what you can do to help stop the spread.
And as daylight savings time nears its end, a reminder from experts to make sure your alarms are ready to sound off.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Briggs LaSavage. Thanks for joining us. A new federal vaccine mandate requires proof of vaccination or weekly testing for employers with more than 100 workers.
The requirement will go into effect at the beginning of 2022. CBS3's Rob Coles tells us what the new regulation will mean for local employers.
Kristen, Briggs, the new requirement goes into effect January 4th and will impact a number of businesses in the Northland. Some, like hospitals, already have requirements in place, but this is new to others in the region. The mandate will affect more than 84 million Americans, including workers at Grandma's Saloon and Grill in Duluth. Grandma's employs around 300 people spread out over several locations. Owners say they're still waiting to hear from the state officials how the policies will be enforced. They say the policy could mean losing some workers, but say it could also have the opposite effect.
We have staff who are starting to come back and feel more comfortable coming back to work. We're hoping that maybe this mandate, for some of those people who have been kind of sitting on the fence and thinking, do I feel safe coming back into the workforce, that this will kind of be that extra little push for them.
OSHA has emergency authority over workplace safety, which is why the agency can impose a mandate on private sector businesses. The new requirement is part of a larger vaccination plan from the Biden administration, which officials say will put 2/3 of the U.S. workforce under a vaccine or testing mandate. It's all part of the effort to slow the spread of COVID.
Thank you, Rob. Meanwhile, one of the Northland's largest employers, the city of Duluth, has their own vaccine mandate. Announced in September, it requires all city workers to be fully vaccinated by December 1st. By that date, city employees must either report their vaccination status to Human Resources or agree to weekly COVID testing. For unvaccinated workers who don't comply, officials say disciplinary action will be taken, ranging from a verbal warning to termination for repeatedly missing tests. 11 states, including Iowa, are suing to block the new employer vaccine mandate, and so are 2 manufacturers in Wisconsin. The Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty filed the lawsuit yesterday. It was on behalf of Darien-based Tankcraft Corporation and Plasticraft Corporation. Companies that do not comply face penalties of more than $13,000 per violation or more than $136,000 for a willful violation.
The Itasca County Health Department is sharing some ways that hunters can be COVID safe this weekend. They're advising people spend as much time as possible outdoors, or if you plan on being indoors with others, make sure there's plenty of ventilation. Keep your hunting group small and stay 6 feet apart when possible. You might also consider wearing a mask. You should also stay away from hunting camps if you're sick, even if you're just showing mild symptoms.
Well, Dave, a lot of hunters have their eye on the weather this weekend. Sounds like it'll be pretty mild.
Yeah, it'll be awfully mild, perhaps
Yeah.
mild for effective hunting, but for a lot of us, it's camp life that really draws you in. Good food to eat, comfortable places to sleep, good stories to tell.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the highway, Highway 53, just south of Cotton there, where in the northbound lane, you can see the traffic is much thicker than it is going down towards the south. Folks heading up north to get into camp to be up in time for sunrise tomorrow. And for sunrise tomorrow, we probably will have fair weather. In between, there's a chance for showers till about 7 a.m. The high that's kept us mild for a while is relinquishing control of the sky, at least for a few hours, to those 2 lows coming our way. 30% shower chance overnight here tonight with low temps around 40 degrees. That's warmer than normal. Then tomorrow, a new high from the west comes in to make it partly cloudy and send the high to 55, very similar to today's temps. That's warmer than normal. We talk about how long that will last and when our next chance for perhaps tracking snow comes our way. It won't be this weekend, but the 7-day forecast may hold some, and I'll show it to you in a bit.
Thanks, Dave. Chronic wasting disease is spreading quickly in southern Minnesota, but there's more concern now than ever before that the deadly disease could spread to northern Minnesota's wild deer population.
And that's why Minnesota's DNR is encouraging and actually requiring in some cases that hunters get their deer tested this opening weekend. CBS 3's Quinn Gorham joins us live from Chalstrom's, a hunting shop in Rice Lake. Quinn, what do hunters need to know if they're heading out in the woods this weekend?
Well, Briggs, all day today, people have been filing in and out here at Chalstrom's, trying to get their last-minute licenses, blaze orange, ammunition, scents, whatever they need to prepare for this year. On a normal year, they might need to do a little bit of studying for the area they're going to be hunting, but this year, the DNR is asking them to also study the testing requirements for CWD in their area. Take a look. As the United States has battled a pandemic, Minnesota's deer are fighting a disease of their own.
Seems to be, expanding, and it's something that we're trying to aggressively go after and with this data and keep in check.
Brett Oberg with the Minnesota DNR says CWD is a big problem in southern Minnesota right now. But there's more concern this year than ever before that CWD could infect northern Minnesota's wild deer.
It's important for hunters to get their deer tested for CWD just so we can better understand whether it's on the increase or decrease, if it's spreading, which direction.
The DNR hopes to track the spread of the disease, so even in areas where CWD hasn't been confirmed, they say it's still a good idea for hunters to get their deer tested. And in some cases, it's mandatory this year. Hunters like Andrew Knutson say they support testing efforts from the DNR.
Have a DNR guy here taking samples as you're pulling the horns off the deer to test a lot of the animals and find out what zone they're from.
Knutson says he'll likely be getting his own deer tested this year out of an abundance of caution.
And we don't know what the adverse effects are to CWD on humans.
But more than anything, he wants to preserve the way he and his son have hunted for years, to keep the tradition alive.
I got my kid over here, yet to get his first deer, so it's all about just passing it down and keep on going.
Well, once you've submitted those samples to a proper testing zone or testing site within the state, the DNR is asking that you keep the carcass within a management zone before you move it out of the area, and then you need to receive a not detected test result before you're able to move that out. You're also able to get self-service tests as well.
All right, thank you, Quinn. You can find a list of those testing locations you mentioned on our website.
The hunt before the hunt. For the second year in a row, ammo is in short supply and high demand heading into deer season. That's true over at Superior Shooters Supply. Shelves where ammunition boxes are meant to be stacked and full are almost entirely empty. Signs read customers can only buy 1 box or 2 boxes of ammo and are scattered all over the store. Owner of Superior Shooting Supplies, Pat Kukul, says customers are frustrated, but the store can't do anything more than inform people when supplies come in. She says the demand is so great that customers keep calling every day to ask about what's in stock.
In all the years we've been here, we've never seen anything so bad as this, so it'll stay in their minds. I think we'll be looking at people buying whatever they can buy.
Minnesota's rifle season opens tomorrow. Wisconsin's opens November 20th. Superior Police are investigating 2 separate armed robberies within just 24 hours of each other. The first happened Wednesday night at the Walgreens on Tower Avenue. An employee told police a man was shopping for about 10 minutes before he came up to the register with a knife and demanded money. He ran off before the police showed up. The employee described the suspect as a white man about 6 feet tall. He was wearing a dark-colored hat and sweatshirt.
And the next incident happened around 1:15 yesterday afternoon in the Super One parking lot on Oaks Avenue. A woman says she had loaded her groceries into the car and was sitting in the front seat when a woman got in the passenger side and held up a butcher knife, demanding some money. The suspect fled. She's described as a white woman in her 20s wearing a teal jacket. Police say they don't think these 2 incidents are related, and they are still investigating. No one was hurt.
3 people died and 1 was hurt in a Cass County crash overnight. It happened around 11 on Highway 371 in between Hackensack and Bacchus. According to the Minnesota State Patrol, a minivan didn't stop at an intersection and T-boned an SUV. The driver and a passenger in the SUV were killed. So was the driver of the minivan. Another passenger in the SUV was taken to the hospital. Both drivers were not wearing their seatbelts. No word yet if alcohol was a factor.
And still no word tonight on what caused a fatal home explosion near Tower. It happened last week at a home on Lake Vermilion. St. Louis County Sheriff's Office officials say crews are still investigating. 72-year-old Eva Gramsey died, and they believe they found her remains inside the home. Her husband, Michael Gramsey, was found in the yard with serious injuries. The 72-year-old was taken to the hospital, and we're still waiting for hospital leaders to get back to us with an update on his condition.
Ashley Carlson was last seen near Hinckley 43 days ago. Now her family hopes doubling the reward and more hunters heading into the woods this weekend will finally bring them some answers. Carlson is a 33-year-old Grantsburg area native and a mom of 4. Her vehicle was found abandoned near Lena Lake on September 23rd. No one knows where she was going or what she was wearing. Her family says they've gotten tips, but nothing concrete yet. They're asking hunters in the area to keep their eyes peeled and report any signs of Carlson to authorities. The family boosted the reward to $20,000 today. We have information on how to submit a tip on our website.
Still to come on Live Local CBS3 this Sunday, we fall back with daylight saving time, how local fire departments want you to use that extra hour next.
Boy, temperatures started going warmer than normal. Today, the norm is 42. We made 54. This warming trend will be with us through the weekend, but eventually next week it will cool down again. Will it become cool enough for the support of snow? We'll let you know with the 7-day forecast right after our break.
Mom, I'm here. Mom, where are you? Help. Mom?
Without emergency protection, you risk your life. But with Life Alert, one press of a button can get you help fast.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-458-9565. That's 1-800-458-9565. Call now, 1-800-458-9565. For a free brochure, call 1-800-458-9565.
Itasca have a ton of student life events like kayaking, movie night, game night, things like that. The support has been amazing, amazing. So given that I'm a self-supporting independent student, it's like the extra help or extra support is like really what I needed to make sure I could get through school stress-free. Itasca was definitely the best place to start for me, and I haven't even finished, but it's like just how I took off here is really looking good for me. Itasca has definitely been home for me.
When you have a faculty and a group of people in a school that care about me and want me to succeed in life, it really increases your self-confidence, your enthusiasm about school, and that's LSC.
We want you to join our team. On Wednesday, November 17th, Black Bear Casino Resort invites you to join our job fair from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the Cobalt Cabaret. Come fill out an application, get an interview on the spot, and hired for a full-time or part-time position. We offer many benefits for full-time employees, from 6 paid holidays each year, 3+ weeks of paid time off your first year of employment, reward for perfect attendance, 401k retirement plan that we match, health and dental plans, life insurance coverage, and much more. For more information, visit blackbearcasinoresort.com and make the Bear your place for employment.
At Super One Foods, we go to great measures to deliver you with top quality meat every day. Try our Black Angus 80% lean ground chuck for only $2.99 per pound, and get Black Angus New York strip steak for just $8.98 per pound. Plus, we provide the best of the best in fresh produce. Get 5 pounds of locally grown russet potatoes for just 97 cents, and get fresh avocados for just 88 cents each. Through all that we do, we've got you in mind. Super One Foods, serving you lower prices and better choices.
Welcome to CBS Mornings.
This morning we're going to begin with some good news. Follow me, I'll lead the way.
There's always something new under the sun.
Oh, you just put me in a good mood.
CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
You are a real-life hero. Your legend is growing.
Former military intelligence, highly skilled.
Don't underestimate her.
She's in my crosshairs. I won't hesitate to shoot. Careful what you wish for.
Go one time.
I will not apologize for who I am. Bad guys, they don't play by the rules, so neither can I.
A new Equalizer, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
news on the go. The CBS3 mobile app. Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weathermax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
All right, I don't do this very often, but right now I'm going to give away the forecast right off the top for how much rain could come tonight. It's frankly not going to be very much. We take a look at what's going to come down and up north near the Canadian border, maybe 1/10 of an inch. The rest of us barely even a trace. So this 30% chance for rain tonight isn't going to pay off very well. Paying off more tomorrow will be sunshine coming our way. Though you can see by this live picture of the Twin Ports here, the sky right now is cloudy. That's setting us up for that 30% rain chance over the next couple of hours. Current conditions from the airport in Duluth, 53 degrees, 59% for the relative humidity, a south wind's going 17 miles per hour, and 29.83 inches of mercury is our barometric pressure. Just a touch on the lower side, and of course that's because 2 troughs of lower pressure are bearing down upon us to bring us that whopping chance for 1/10 of an inch. All right, current temps, 46 to 49 in the Upper Peninsula. Wisconsin, Michigan numbers are a little bit warmer, 53 to 56, the warm spot being Superior. Cool spot, Hayward. Cable's probably pretty close, and so is Trigo. Up the North Shore, we go anywhere from 43 to 52 at this moment. Mid-50s are common for east central Minnesota, including Moose Lake. A little farther north, Cloquet and Carleton and Scanlon, Esco, 54 degrees. Iron Range numbers run 48 to 52. At the very end of the Mesabi, Grand Rapids is just a hair warmer, and it's 48 International Falls. Moving to the Doppler map for our region, with those 2 lows coming to call, the clouds are filtering in as well, starting higher and then working down lower, a sign of approaching low-pressure systems. And near the Canadian border, we are getting that 30% chance for showers to pay off. And again, that's the zone where the best chance of even the 1/10 of an inch is going to come across. So by 7 o'clock in the morning, we're probably going to be shaking off these 2 low-pressure systems, bringing us that shower chance. And that means then for the weekend, western high pressure takes over, keeps us on the warm side, mid-50s at least for our high temps, and partial sunshine comes back again too as the high puts down the clouds that are already departing anyway. Similar conditions to what we get for the weekend could make it into Tuesday, but by Wednesday that low pressure system for farther to the west brings us our next rain chance and may even mix in with some snow. And we'll talk about the odds of what's going to pay off coming up in just a bit. First, tonight in Minnesota, 30% rain chance. Low temps warmer than normal from 37 to 45. Wisconsin, Michigan numbers 40 to 43, 30% rain chance. And a gusty wind from the south in general, still going 20 miles per hour. Hold on to your hats overnight. And belt yourself into your stands tomorrow perhaps, because it'll still be southwesterly 5 to 15, even 20 miles per hour for wind conditions on Saturday. Wisconsin, Michigan high temps 55 to 58. Mostly sunny for folks there, partly cloudy towards Minnesota, highs from 54 to 58 degrees. Westerly wind, 10 to 20. So, a tree stand caution and care is an important thing to do, no matter which state you're in here as deer seasons approach Michigan and Wisconsin in the following next couple of weeks here. Here's what comes up for the week ahead temperature-wise. Highs in the 50s last through Monday, then we fall back into the 40s by Tuesday. Rain chances come around for Wednesday and Thursday, my co-anchor friends. And by next Friday, 50-50 shot for a rain-snow mix with temperatures in the 30s. There's a chance some accumulating snow could be coming across then. And of course, that gives us, 7 days to keep an eye on the radar and keep people abreast of what the situation is.
Well, let's cross our fingers that a lot of hunters get their deer this weekend before the rain comes and they have to be out in their stands.
That's true.
Freezing.
Yeah.
Well, I know when I do go out deer hunting, I enjoy every moment of it. So, in theory, wait till the very last day.
There you go.
The true story for me is I never get one anyway, so I could be out there with a hockey stick, get the same results.
But you try, Dave.
Yeah, I do.
Thank you. Along with that extra hour of sleep, which we love, daylight savings time brings an extra reminder to make sure your carbon monoxide detectors and smoke alarms are working.
Yeah, according to the Minnesota Department of Health, 11 people across the state died from carbon monoxide poisoning in 2019. In Wisconsin, the number is slightly higher, averaging about 20 deaths per year. With heaters and furnaces not used during the summer months, malfunctions can happen, often going unnoticed. The Superior Fire Department's battalion chief says carbon monoxide calls increase during the winter months.
This is the time of year we'll be running into a lot of carbon monoxide calls as people start firing up their furnaces that haven't been used since last spring. Maybe something happened over the summer where they're not functioning correctly, and it'll set off that smoke, that carbon monoxide detector.
Smoke detectors typically last 10 years, while carbon monoxide detectors only last 5 to 7 years. But of course, it's always a good reminder to replace their batteries often. Make sure a detector is on every floor and in every sleeping area.
Some good reminders there. Well, Kevin joins us now for a look at what's going on in sports. Kevin, you brought us some crazy good highlights for high school football last night. What's going on today?
I'm hoping to get the same, but first, it looked like it was going to be a long silence from Aaron Rodgers, but no. But also hear from Noah Cates ahead of the Bulldogs NCHC opener against Western Michigan. Sports is next.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
CBS3 Live Cams, brought to you by KohlerChef.com, now featuring the Kohler Express Deal online buying solution. KohlerChef.com, a better way to buy.
It's been said, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. And these young artists mirror the best, the masters that came before them. The legacy lives on.
Oh yes, I remember. It was on Christmas Eve many years ago. I was on my way to my grandparents' house in Duluth. We were on a train.
And the train became snarled in a horrific storm. Everyone feared that Christmas would be lost. But what the little girl and train conductor did next saved Christmas for everyone. This is the Christmas City Express, a train ride and storytelling experience on the North Shore Scenic Railroad in Duluth. Tickets and information at DuluthTrains.com. The Christmas City Express is your ticket to fun holiday memories for your entire family.
All aboard!
Doesn't really matter who you are, where you do you live, you have a 20 family.
People reach a crisis moment and they don't see any other way out.
Suicide is the fourth leading cause of death for people ages 25 to 34. People struggle with it every day.
Hi, I'm Representative Tom Tiffany. If you or your loved one struggles with their mental health and/or thoughts of suicide, no, you are not alone. Reach out for help and talk to someone.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
Ready! We don't have time for spills. Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu. Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you, too.
Eric Paulson here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and discoverwisconsin.com. And don't forget to subscribe to the Cabin Podcast, available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Kristen Vacchi is as local as our evening news.
I'm from here. This is my home. I learned how to do a left-handed layup right there. At that hoop, that exact hoop.
Covering the communities she calls home too.
You know, there's nothing phony about it. That's who she is. She's just a natural at it, so I enjoy watching her because she's so good at what she does.
Leaders at Hibbing Taconite are scrambling, at the Menorca Mining, family heritage, and iron mining history.
For everything local, watch Kristen Vacchi on Live, Local, CBS3.
The last 2 months for Packers fans have been great. 7-1, tied for first in the NFC, 7 straight wins, etc., etc. However, the last few days have been something to forget. For the second straight week, the Pack will go into a game without one of their best players. As we all know by now, Aaron Rodgers is out with COVID. Rodgers is labeled as not vaccinated despite saying he was immunized yesterday, and the NFL announced they will launch an investigation into the Packers' COVID protocols, something Rodgers says he followed to a T. He spoke more about that today and his decision to not get vaccinated on the Pat McAfee Show.
I'm not, some sort of anti-vax flat earther. I am somebody who's a critical thinker. I believe strongly in bodily autonomy in the game. I put a lot of time and energy and research and met with a lot of different people in the medical field to get the most information about the vaccine. I have an allergy to an ingredient that's in the mRNA vaccines.
Well, at least Wisconsin has Giannis. However, welcome to the league, Jordan Love. Your first start is in Arrowhead against Patrick Mahomes on Sunday. Kickoff is set for 3:25. At this week UMD's men's press conference, both Scott Sandelin and Noah Cates had said that Lawson Arena in Kalamazoo, Michigan is one of the most hostile, fun fan environments in the country. And the stats back it up. The Western Michigan Broncos have the biggest home record differential in the NCHC, winning over 15% more of their games at Lawson than away from it. It should be noted, though, that UMD has the lowest record differential with just over a 1% difference between their home and road records. However, they failed to win 5 of their last 6 at Lawson Arena.
Their fans, their rink's a little smaller, but their fans are just kind of on top of you and really loud, and their student section's pretty fun, so it'll be good.
It just seems like all the games are super fast in that rink. You know, I don't know if it's the ice, I don't know if it's just the building, but it just seems like the game is a lot faster in there. Obviously, they play that way, and we're going to have to do the same thing. But yeah, I think they really play and feed off that building and that crowd, and they'll be ready to go. And like I said, we've got to be ready right off the get-go.
The puck has just dropped out at Lawson. We'll have highlights tonight at 10. The Lady Jacks fell in their third-place game today against the Holy Angels, but the Lady Jacks finished an impressive year, 17-4, and bring home the 4th best soccer team in AA, home to Cloquet. Great season, girls. And the Minnesota High School football section finals continue tonight. In 7-4A, Grand Rapids is taking on undefeated North Branch, and in 7-A, Barnum will take on Deer River in Proctor. The Warriors looking to stay undefeated as well before state. Hopefully those highlights are as good as last night's.
I hope so. Everyone was glued to the screen watching those high school football highlights.
Yeah, some big games.
Yeah.
A lot of eyes on those tonight.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, football back on Fridays. I can't wait.
yeah.
Love it.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Well, if you need a place to toss your Halloween pumpkins, a UMD class is here to help. Today through Sunday, the students will be collecting discarded pumpkins to turn into compost for the school's land lab. The students in their research say that their research shows every year 1.3 billion pounds of pumpkins are wasted in landfills. By using pumpkins to create compost, it can help not only financially, but also create natural fertilizer to grow more food. You can drop off your pumpkins at 2 locations on UMD's campus.
Well, Dave, lately my pumpkins have been pretty frosted because it's been so chilly in the mornings, but it sounds like we're heading into a pretty warm weekend.
Yeah, no more frost on the pumpkin,
Yeah.
at least for a little while. Warmer than normal for the weekend and sunnier to boot, although there is a chance for a little bit of rain shower activity tonight till about 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Then high pressure takes over. Sunshine makes a triumphant return from Saturday, Sunday. Maybe not Monday, but a little peak on Tuesday. Then things do start to change. From warm and dry, we go to cooler and wetter. A rain-snow mix is possible, especially for Veterans Day and Friday.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you right back here at 10.